6.
Oh.
That's right. We got a great show for you today as the New York Yankees drop game 1 of this best of 7 American League Championship Series. And I'll just say this. When you strike out 17 times and the other team only strikes out twice, when you don't get a hit with the man on base, when your starting pitchers are not so good, when you bring in relief pitchers that are not so good, and yet you still have a chance to win the game, you say to yourself one of two things. Either, we're okay, I didn't think we were beating Verlander anyway. Or you say, damn it, a lost opportunity. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
You said a few things I already disagree with.
What?
Yeah, you did.
All I did was regurgitate facts.
Yeah, you regurgitated the same thing I heard all day on this radio station.
What was that?
Just because they struck out a lot, that's not why they lost.
I didn't say it was.
Well,
I was just regurgitating
You pointed
facts.
it out. Like, I'll give you one situation where a strikeout killed him. Josh Donaldson in the third inning, 100% agree with you.
Stanton doubles, you got guys on base, let's go get a hit,
100%.
get a run.
Of the 17 strikeouts, I would argue that's the only time a strikeout killed you more than a fly ball to center field or a ground ball to shortstop. So the strikeouts are nice and shiny, and you want to cite it.
17 strikeouts.
That's not why they lost.
Put the ball in play. Let's go.
The Astros hit 3 home runs. The Yankees hit 2 home runs. There's your baseball game. Good night. They out-homered you. And in the history of Yankees-Astros and the LCSs, if you out-homer the Astros, you win. If the Astros out-homer you, they win.
Right.
So the strikeout thing is completely overblown. Then you said couldn't get a hit with runners in scoring position. Obviously, you're right. That's a fact.
Yes.
I'll give you another fact.
Regurgitating facts.
How many hits did the Astros have with runners in scoring position?
None. 0.
Because they out-homered you.
Right.
They hit the ball over the fence 3 times. You did it twice.
Yeah, that's right.
So the strikeouts completely overrated outside of the Donaldson at-bat in the third inning, which was abysmal. And look, the bullpen last night, and it's one of those things, when you don't have set roles in your bullpen, and the Yankees don't, every move the manager makes is going to go under that microscope of why did you do that?
Wow, good and bad.
Good and bad.
Obviously,
and
right?
what Aaron Boone did last night is after Schmidt and Trevino, he basically said, I'm going to go to the guys that haven't pitched in a while just to see what I got. And guess what, Aaron? Just as a reminder, I'll tell you what you got from Frankie Montas. He stinks.
Right.
He's not any good.
You should never see him pitch again this postseason for the Yankees unless you're down 10 or up 10. That is it. He's done. I wish I could replace him on the roster right now. It's so bad. But let's be honest again. While I understand the points you were making, I don't agree with all of them, but I understand them. You know, this is one of those games where, to be fair, you can't just pick the Yankees. I'm not saying you did. In general, I'm saying you can't just pick the Yankees to win every game because it's not right. You can't say, oh, we're going to win that game. Hey, what do you think about tonight? Oh, I picked the Yankees. What do you think about tomorrow? I picked the Yankees. At some point, you have to acknowledge that Houston's a better team than the Yankees than they were all year. And they're going to win some games, too. Even if you picked the Yankees to win the series, you can't pick them to win every game of the series. Is that fair?
Of course. I don't think anyone thought the Yankees would sweep the Astros.
Right.
Did anyone make that prediction?
So I guess the point could be made that from an objective standpoint, you get into Houston late at night, you're going up against the prohibitive favorite to win the Cy Young Award, who's coming off a bad start, of course, against Seattle a week ago. You've got not your best starting pitcher on the mound in Jameson Taillon. If there's a game I'm going to pick the Yankees to lose, it's that game.
Sure.
Now, unfortunately, for all you diehard Yankee fans, it was a winnable game.
No doubt.
Hit here, hit there, all of a sudden, you steal a W. And then you're in the driver's seat.
They had a chance, especially in the first 3 innings of this game. Because go back to the first inning. The great Jose Altuve, not offensively so far in the playoffs, makes a rare error on that Stanton ground ball. And now you set up with 2 on, 2 out, Josh Donaldson up versus Justin Verlander, failure number 1.
Yes.
Bader hits the home run great, takes advantage of that hanger on a 2-2 pitch super.
And is he having some postseason?
He's been amazing.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing. And then you get to the third. And that, to me, was the game. That felt like the game. Because when you face a great pitcher, you're going to get a few opportunities early to knock that guy around. And with second and third and 1 out, and your 5th and 6th hitters coming up, you have got to take advantage of it.
Well,
and
you got to
Josh,
at least get one run. Give me a sack fly, something.
Craig, at the bare minimum, because you're responding if you scratch out a run. Remember, the Astros just tied the game in the most kick-in-the-you-know-what fashion. 2 outs, nobody on, 8 and 9 hitters coming up.
Right.
And somehow, Jamison Tyone gives up a single to McCormick and then the rip double to Maldonado when he's ahead of him, 1 and 2. I mean, when you scrap that together, that was as bad of a way to give back the lead as you'll ever see. But that third inning, Craig, second and third, 1 out, Josh Donaldson, who has been disappointing all season long, gave you what I'd argue is the worst at-bat we've seen all season long.
Maybe.
And then my guy, and I love my guy, but I got to be honest about my guy.
Yeah.
My guy, Matt Carpenter.
Not good.
Looks like a mess right now.
I will give him credit for this. After the game, he said, somebody asked him, you haven't played in a while. Is that why you're struggling so much? And he goes, to be honest, I could have played every day for the last 3 months. I wasn't hitting Verlander. Now, there were some questionable balls and strike calls, but listen, he was overmatched. He's been overmatched since he came back, and all he does is strike out right now. So the Yankees are in a weird position because Donaldson is a 0 right now for them. He's not even the greatest defensive third baseman either, but he makes the routine plays more or less. I hate the double clutching on throwing the ball to first. I hate it, and he does it damn near every time now. You have ICAV at shortstop that nobody's happy about, and you've got 2 kids sitting in the dugout. Plus, to be fair, in the first inning, Stan's got to make that catch. To me, I know he made a great catch later on, a running catch kind of backhanded, but I thought he's got to make that catch.
They got a bad jump on it. But you know what? At the end of the day, it didn't matter because they got through the first inning because Aaron Judge made that incredible play.
So now what do you do is the question. And here's what's going to happen today. And I already know what's going to happen because like you, I listened to the radio station throughout the day. Panic is going to set in. We're going to hear today how much Aaron Boone sucks. We're going to hear today about this terrible team that Brian Cashman built. We're going to hear about all the flaws.
By the way, we can't do that after every loss in the playoffs.
Going to do it.
We can't do that.
No, hold on, Evan. There's me. There's you. There's a boy named Blue. And then there's the people that call in. And they're going to call in and say what they want.
But Craig, I'm begging
it's coming.
Yankee fans, I'm begging you. When the season is over, it's all fair game.
Yes.
When you're in the midst of a playoff series, you can't reevaluate your roster from day one, which is what some Yankee fans want to do. And, Craig, you're right. They're going to do it.
They're going to do it.
It's foolish.
By the way, how long do you think it takes for me to get you and I to get a phone call that says the Yankees stink? How long do you think it's going to take?
30 seconds.
You think it's like 30 seconds, 5 minutes, an hour? It's going to happen.
I know, but
the first call I take.
But it shouldn't happen. You're in the midst of the ALCS. And look, if they end up getting swept or lose this series any way possible, we are going to take endless phone calls dissecting every bowel movement Brian Cashman's ever made. And I accept that, and I look forward to that. But when you're in the midst of a series, that's the story at hand.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? The great Clint Capella line. And you just kind of hinted at it. All right, Josh Donaldson's a mess. We all agree. Matt Carpenter was awful last night. We all agree. Isaiah Connor-Falefa had a nice little meaningless single in the second inning. Outside of that, he stinks. What are you going to do about it? And that's really what matters. Not what are you going to do about it in November? Are you going to sign Carlos Correa? No. What are you going to do about it tonight for Game 2 of the ALCS? Well, I could give you my opinion. You'll give your opinion.
Sure.
We're all going to have a million different opinions on it, but that's all that matters right now.
Yeah, the sad thing about last night, as dominating as Verlander was, and they were striking Yankees out, even without getting a hit with the guy in scoring position, even failing to get one run across in the third inning, the Yankees still had a chance late in the game to steal a W on the road.
They did.
It was sitting right there for them. It's not like Houston scored 9 runs. They didn't. And the offense didn't show up last night outside, of course, of the 2 runs they got early. And they wasted the Stanton double, of course. And they're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, hey, Houston's not pulling away. We have a shot here.
And you're also not getting beat by their stars. Jose Altuve continues to be 0 for the playoffs. The great Yordan Alvarez didn't kill you. Alex Bregman almost killed you, and Judge made that great play.
Yeah.
So their elite players, Craig, offensively, weren't inflicting damage on you.
And that's, I think, the most bothersome thing. If you lost 7-1, you can write it off as, you know what? Game 1 of a long series. We just got into town. The euphoria of beating Cleveland the night before. All bad excuses, but at least excuses that are going to be made. And you can write it off. Hey, they had our number. Verlander dominated us. all good. We come back tomorrow ready to rock and roll. But that's not the case. You had a chance to steal a W. And here's what we've learned about this particular Astros team in this particular postseason. Every team they've played, too, have had them on the ropes in every game they've played, and they've found a way to win. Sign of a really good team, by the way.
They've won 3 pennants in the last 5 seasons.
Yeah.
They won 100 and how many games? 106 games during the regular season. They've got Hall of Famers littered all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, really 2 of them, maybe a few futures. They're really good.
Yep.
I mean, that's the reality of it. And I agree with you. Even though on paper the pitching matchup was your least favorable matchup of this entire series, I don't think you have the advantage tonight, but it's a little bit closer between Severino and Framber Valdez. They still have the edge, but it's obviously closer than Verlander Tyone. But you're right. This is a 1-1 game in the 6th. And remember, in the 5th inning, they got so lucky, but they got it. Yeah. Kyle Tucker with the bases loaded bounces into this magical double play, and here you are. Verlander only has 1 inning left because you knew Dusty wasn't pushing him to 110, 120. This isn't Mark Pryor 2 decades ago. And you had a chance to steal this game, and they couldn't do it. And one thing that I find sort of interesting, and if you don't find it interesting, you can tell me, Evan, I don't find this interesting.
All right. I don't find it interesting at all.
You don't even know what I'm going to say.
I'm just guessing I'm not going to find it interesting.
But
if I do, I'll let you know.
You let me know.
All right.
The Yankees and Astros have now played 14 games in the League Championship Series. 17, 19, and in 22. When the New York Yankees are out-homered by the Astros or hit the same amount of home runs as the Astros, they're 0-8. They don't win games against this team unless they out-homer them.
Alex Rodriguez, does that interest you?
No.
Okay,
Really?
then it doesn't interest me.
What are you going to do about it? I thought I had you on that one. I thought you were going to say, you know what, Evan? You know why I thought Craig would like this, everybody? Because it's so simple.
It is very simple.
Hit more home runs, win.
All right.
Hit less home runs, lose. It's like caveman baseball.
I would take IKF out of the lineup. I'd take Donaldson out of the lineup. I'd take Stanton out of left field. I'd DH him. I see if can.
Hold on. Time out.
Good.
I want to hear this because I'm really interested.
Yeah.
So Giancarlo's the DH. Cool. Who's the left fielder?
I didn't get there yet.
Well, I'm gonna press you.
I
on
want
this.
to go, but I got to go in a different order.
Okay, what order are you
I
going?
got to go in a different order.
Okay.
All right. Can Cabrera play left?
Oswaldo?
Yeah.
Yes, he's played it.
Great. He's my left fielder.
Who's your third baseman?
My third baseman is IKF.
You just said IKF's out.
At a shortstop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, moving up to third base where he was a Gold Glove winner.
Good point. Now, who's your
you.
shortstop?
The other Oswaldo.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Peraza's short, IKF third.
Yeah.
Oswaldo left, Giancarlo DH, Matt Carpenter on the bench, obviously with a lefty on the mound. I believe that what you just laid out is the populist opinion that most Yankee fans would say.
Populopus.
Now, it doesn't make it the right opinion. No. It just makes it the populist opinion because here's why. Peraza hasn't struck out yet in the postseason. He hasn't.
Right.
He's 0 for 0. And when you're 0 for 0, we haven't seen your warts. So do you hand the keys to the shortstop to a kid? Do you hand third base to another kid who has less experience, or left field to a kid who has less experience? Yeah. And do you hand third base to a guy that everybody was screaming yesterday can't be in the lineup?
Listen, I'll give Aaron Boone credit for this. He's been willing to bench a guy like IKF. He's made moves that are quote not drastic but appropriate and goes against the fact that he's a loyalist for sure.
Yep.
So to me, listen, you got to find a way to steal a W down there. I know everyone says you haven't, a series doesn't start till the home team loses a game. I respect that to a point. Coming home with Garrett Cole on regular rest is also great. I got no problem with that. Obviously, that's what they're doing because Severino's pitching.
You're going to have the starting pitching edge.
I got to jumpstart this offense.
No, you're right, but you're going to have the starting pitching edge in game 3 and 4 of this series.
Doesn't mean I'm going to win.
Doesn't mean you're going to win. I know I'm not going to give you the populist opinion. I'm just going to give you my gut. I would keep Josh Donaldson in for one more game. I would. A lefty in Framber Valdez, kind of a crafty guy. I know Donaldson's splits aren't that much better against lefties or righties, so I don't even have the numbers to back me up on this. But I would give the veteran, the guy who's won an MVP before, one more shot. And I'm telling you, if we see an offer for him tonight and we see more pathetic at-bats, then I make the move for game 3. But one more shot.
What are you doing at short and left field?
Left field, I'm playing Oswaldo Cabrera. And at shortstop, I would give the kid a shot.
Got it.
I would bench IKF.
We agree on all that then. Okay.
I love the idea of giving Peraza a shot. I thought that a few weeks ago. They obviously decided not to do it. with Donaldson, he was bad yesterday. I'm not going to defend him. But you're trying to make a decision here on who should be in the lineup and who shouldn't be in the lineup. And I at least see a guy that has a resume, a guy that's done it before. And I would just give him one more shot. Look, it's one more bad game, fine. I think I'm with you, Game 3 ALCS. But one more opportunity. He doesn't have a lot of at-bats against Valdez, but I think he's like 1 for 5, something kind of meaningless. One more shot for Donaldson. Would I drop him in the lineup tonight? Fine, you could do that. I got no problem with that.
Sure.
But to me, I give him one more crack at this.
We got lots to do today. Excuse me. Phone number to join, as always, 877-337-6666. Obviously, the focus is Yankee baseball, but we should acknowledge that the Knicks valiantly fought back, only to lose in overtime last night to Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies. There's a lot to get into that. And the basketball team that plays in the borough of Brooklyn, frankly, embarrassed themselves defensively last night in getting blown out and giving up 130 points. 130.
Yeah, I'm aware.
130 to the New Orleans Pelicans. And is there anybody on the Nets with a big enough ass or thick enough legs or the balls to try to stop Zion in the paint? Evan will answer that question later today. We got lots cooking, and all of it's going to be fun.